Hello, this is Francis from McCaffrey's Crafts, and today I'm continuing on with my series about Blackthorn and Irish faction fighting. And today I thought we'd look at some of the styles of fighting that have been recorded as well by the Commission. One of the kind of main styles that has been recorded is how the stick was held, and the stick was held usually 1/3 from the bottom. So the standard size of stick is about like 3 inches. So they would be held at about 12 inches from the bottom, enough to cover their elbow on the stick, and they would always use the 1/3. They would always use their finger and their thumb pressed forward here for control. So this was kind of the standard way in which a stick was held at a faction fight. And people were always kind of conscious of safety as well, so to protect the elbow, and even for their head, that what they used to do is they'd get a hat like this, they'd put it on, they'd stuff it with straw, with grass and with everything to give it a kind of protection. So they'd always be wearing their hat for protection, and again, they'd keep this over their elbow as well for protection, which would be quite painful if you got a good whack by a stick right on the elbow. Also, it's kind of worth noting in Jackie Ryan's interview back in 1936, he said that in Mount Dell there was a man called Paddy Walsh, and his father and Dave Halley's father fought with double sticks at the fair long ago. Now, the double stick fighting is referred to as Trid the Batter, and what this is a 2-stick fight, is where you'd hold, you'd have the blackthorn in one hand, and you'd have a shorter stick more used as a shield. And this shorter stick would be quite handy for close quarters, but it was mainly used as a kind of shield as well. And this was kind of there's another report of it as well back in there's the Salesian Annual, published in 1963, and Nicholas Walsh, a school teacher in County Limerick, wrote that the Trid and Batter, which was an early faction fighting art, and he describes then about how that is as well. And also there's another writer, Maddox Joyce, a Limerick writer, and he tells the story of Paud Bryan from Askeaton fighting in the 1820s with 2 sticks. And as was common for the time, sometimes people would give names to their sticks, and he called his 2 sticks. He had one was called Bás gan Sagart, which means debt without a priest in Irish language, and the other was called Lega gan Iri, which means down and out. So debt without a priest and down and out. So they had very colourful names for their sticks, as is evident from that article. So there's obviously, they took pride in it. They were conscious of self-defense and safety. They were wearing hats with straw. They're protecting their elbow. They prize their sticks. They personalize them. They gave their names, whether they can be a bit kind of strong names or not. So yeah, there's always kind of different names for sticks, and it's kind of like worth noting that like in for the faction fighters, they didn't call their stick a shillelagh. Like a shillelagh is kind of you could say is an anglicized term that became popular from the UK and from America, and then tourism, and then it kind of became the kind of standards over the years of what people would refer to it at. But like the Irish fighters themselves, remember, they'd be bilingual. They would speak Irish language mostly, and they'd speak some English as well. So they would kind of refer to their sticks as the Alpine, or the Kipping, or Bati, or Madi. And these were the type of names that they would call it. Like, no one really was calling their stick a shillelagh, and it was never reported in any of the earlier interviews or accounts. It was always referred to these Irish language words in it. So so there's some kind of references and evidence about the style of fighting, about the 2-stick fighting, Trid and Batter, about how people held the stick as well in early reports. And again, these are all reports taken from the Munster area and from around Limerick. And I will get to more counties as well as we go through this series. And I'll keep a short video today, and thank you for watching. More to follow.